And now for more insight into Premier Li's visit to Russia, we're now joined in the studio by Ms. Su Xiaohui, Deputy Director of the Department of International and Strategic Studies at the China Institute of International Studies. Welcome to our program, Ms. Xiaohui. Immediately after landing, Premier Li Keqiang has voiced hopes of further boosting bilateral relations and also enhancing pragmatic cooperation between China and Russia. What messages do you think is trying to deliver here, and what do you think is the primary aim of his visit to Russia?
Well, it is clear that the relationship between China and Russia is strengthening, and I suppose there are three main purposes of Premier Li's visit. The first, of course, is to strengthen the political ties between the two countries. On one hand, China and Russia will talk about important issues to the other. Well, actually, the two countries have confirmed in previous joint statements that they support each other in core interests and major concerns. And this time, I suppose Premier Li will talk with his counterpart about sovereignty, territorial integrity, and security issues, all are important issues. Well, on the other hand, China and Russia will utilize this opportunity to strengthen cooperation defending international orders. Well, both China and Russia are major countries in the world, major players. So it is natural for these two countries to talk about global issues and international issues. And the two countries will trying to maintain world peace and stability. Well, the second perspective, the purpose of Premier Li's visit is to boost economic cooperation. Well, when the two countries decided to set up these regular meetings between prime ministers in 1996, the purpose was to guide the cooperation between the two countries. And so this time, cooperation will be a highlight during Premier Li's visits. And with high-level guidelines, with high-level regime, the two countries will be able to work on some large-scale projects. And the last purpose of his visit is for encouraging people-to-people exchange. Well, the civilians' feelings for each other is very important. This is for the future of the two countries and for a solid foundation for the bilateral relationship. So on the whole, I suppose Premier Li's visit will strengthen the relationship between the two countries.
Right, and actually Premier Li Keqiang's visit to Russia comes at a time when bilateral relationship between China and Russia is seen as being at an all-time high. Especially this year marks the 65th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. What do you think are the major impetuses behind this close relations?
Well, I agree with you that the condition of the relationship is in a very good shape. The interesting is that recently, if you look at Western media, it is said that the United States make China and Russia draw closer to each other. It sounds like that China and Russia are making allies to counterbalance the US. This is not true. Well, I have to say that if we review the history, it is clear that the relationship between China and Russia has been developing. It is not something new. And fundamentally speaking, both countries attach great importance to each other. As I said, China and Russia are all important players in the world, and they are neighbors. So both countries need to develop or maintain a good relationship with each other. Well, and the economic cooperation is mutually beneficial. Let's take energy cooperation, for example. This year, you may know that both countries achieved a significant gas deal. And this is mutually beneficial for two countries. And as for Russia, Russia is a supplier and China is a big consumer. And the development will also benefit Russia's East Siberia and Far East development. Well, and I suppose Russia and China also share some views in defending world peace and maintaining international justice. Both countries oppose unilateralism, oppose intervention in other countries' domestic affairs. So we have a lot of common views, common interests between the two countries.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Ms. Su Xiaohui from China Institute of International Studies.
Pleasure.
Welcome to. Thank you very much indeed.